Hello everybody, hi world, welcome to Astro Planet in the world of football. In this clip I want to review the last matches. We had the national qualifying matches for Europe and well, it was boring, of course. We don't need all this qualifying anyway. He wants to see Spain play Malta and Italy play against Liechtenstein, but we can't get rid of it, so just can have a look at it as well. And so some examples, and first things first, Cristiano Ronaldo got an injury. It was blood on the field. It wasn't actually exactly like in this picture here, but he had a bleeding nose and first, blood all over his face, and later he got an injury in his muscle leg and had to leave the field, the pitch. And imagine if you go back 2 clips in my posts, in my predictions, I predicted or speculated exactly over this, that there would be maybe an injury for Ronaldo coming up. We can see this in the clip on Messi and Ronaldo. I spoke about it. I mentioned it I said in the next couple of weeks, and it happened pretty soon. And the first of the nationals still went okay, but then in the second match here with Serbia, he fell off like in 30 minutes or so, in the 30th minute. And I based my reading here on Chiron, that was by that time now moving exactly on this Mars-Venus conjunction in Ronaldo's. You see here, Chiron was pretty spot on at 2 degrees, and it makes sense with the Mars and the blood, and I don't know. Also, same time, the Sun was here on the ascendant, and it's Lord of the Sixth House, this illness, and so it all made sense. And it's not sure yet when he will be back. He says it may be quick, but in 2 weeks' time there's Champions League again, and maybe it's not sure if he will be back in time, I say, which would be a pity for Juventus and all. So that was a pretty good prediction, I say. And okay, move on. Second thing I want to talk about, dark ages for German football seem to light up a little bit after a long, painful period. They had their victory at Amsterdam in the match with Netherlands, a bit lucky in the end, but we saw a different team and there was some spirit and good play on the field. And it's remarkable because to look at the goal scorers in this match, so have a look at this. But before, another example, Depay is a scorer from Netherlands and from Holland, and he, like 3 days before, they met with Belarus and won 4-0, and I had picked Depay to score a goal because on that night Venus was exactly on his sun, and imagine the goal came within the first minute, and it was a present by the defender from Belarus, a bad back pass, and he ran into it and made a mistake from the defender, and it was a present basically to the Depay, so a Venus Sun kind of thing, I say. So that was nice. And then 3 days later or something, the match with Germany was on, and here you see the match chart, not really, but this is in the end when the final goal fell. I'll get to this a bit later, but you see that the match started with this exact T-square with the moon opposing Mars, and Venus is a bit off, but still it's pretty close. But I just want to make just important one, like, yeah, the Moon with Mars pretty exact in opposition. Certainly a script for some more, a match with some more action and highlights. And it's remarkable because all three German goals, they all connected, the scorers are all connected to this opposition, Mars, Moon. It's really remarkable. First goal came through from Sané, from Manchester City, and here you see that Venus is on 25. So Venus on that night also was actually on 27. Forget about Venus on that night for him, but the Moon Mars thing actually was exact in square with this Venus, or putting this Venus in the apex of this opposition, so to say. And yeah, he made his goal, which was a bit of a team goal, tiki-taka thing, and he put the ball into the net finally. And much more remarkable was the second goal by this guy from Bayern München, Serge Gnabry. The guy is on a high anyway, these for weeks, but then he scored the second goal, and that one was like a real masterpiece. It was a real crusher. And see how it's connected with the stars of that evening, because he has this Mars-Saturn opposition on 25 Virgo Pisces, and so the night Moon-Mars thing lined up perfectly by like sextile trines, so giving a big figure with this opposition here. And guess what? He made this incredible wide shot, which makes sense with this opposition thing, even with this big figure and the opposition. And it was like a real explosion bump kind of goal. Remarkable. And even more remarkable, well, there was 2-0 for Germany at halftime, but then the Dutch came back and suddenly it was a draw again. But then, this time, in opposition to so many times before recently, the luck was on the German side, and in the last minute, this defender scored a goal, and it's just incredible. You wouldn't believe how he is tied in the stars here, because it's just spot on. And I'd go back because, as I said, this is the minute when he scored the 3-2 for Germany. And by this time, the Moon, of course, had moved further, almost a degree, and it was now at 25-12, and also like very close with Mars. And now check this guy, Schulz, the defender who scored the goal, and see his Pluto is at 25-12. Would you believe it? So it's exact to the minute, within a tenth of a part of a minute, exact that this Moon was on this Pluto and Mars was in opposition, and Venus was here also. It's just remarkable. Would you believe it? It's incredible. And Pluto, of course, applies for the shock. I'd say that the goal was for Netherlands, for Dutch in that moment. So this is awesome, and of course you would have to go. I didn't find this guy or checked him so close in beforehand. Pretty spectacular example. And also, of course, the goal came in the last minute, and it happened with this Moon so close and with that Venus right on the IC, which again also puts it in the spotlight, the whole thing. And often, yeah, things happen with planets passing over the main angles. So crazy, amazing thing, fantastic story. Last example here for this clip. Day later or so, Sunday, or when was it? Switzerland and Denmark met for their match. That was Tuesday, 26th, and that was a crazy game. And one may like to note that Lord of the Ascendant, Venus is critical, just entered the other sign. It's maybe in an unstable position kind of thing, and the match was crazy too because, well, put it this way, I had looked at this manager from Denmark and I thought he may have some success tonight because Jupiter was close with his Jupiter and his Pluto and his, well, with this trine thing here on 25, basically. But then it was 3-0 after like 60 minutes, and I thought, oh god, that didn't work. But then there was the most incredible comeback, because from minute 84 to the end, Denmark equalized to a final result of 3-3. So pretty remarkable comeback, completely unexpected towards the end. I had this guy for Switzerland, Embolo, picked to score because the sun was on his Saturn, exact, and that is with his Mars again, and he made his goal. Also Pluto here, of course, so the sun playing on this figure. But as I said, in the end, it was Denmark to put the highlights, and the guy who scored the equalizer, like in extra time or so. Well, the story is a bit different. Mars as the moon, this is for the noon chart, the moon is pretty close, but Mars not exact on the moon. But what we can say is that Mars is square to the nodes exact. His nodal axis here is over here, and Mars was exact in square, and this also often is a spotlight, in the spotlight kind of story position. So that was true for that guy, of course, in the evening, because there was a freaky goal, like with chaos in the penalty box, and both of us in the goal suddenly somehow, and it was 3 goals, and yes, remarkable story too. Now, final thing, some outlook for the weekend. But this is complete change in chapter, because this is an example from golf. I don't know how much you are into golf, probably not so much, but this example is so strong that I want to present it to you, because there's a woman golfer from Thailand. Her name is Yutanagan, and there's a sister as well. So this is A Yutanagan note, and she has this incredible collection of planets in Sagittarius, with Mercury, Sun, Pluto here, the Moon, and everything here. And you see Jupiter now is pretty much spot exact on this Venus-Mars connection here. And there's a tournament that starts today and will be on until Sunday, and she is 15-1. She's among the favorites anyway, as any time, but maybe I think it's time, maybe this weekend, maybe for her best play, and so that would be my prediction, that she gets wins or gets a place, second, third, something like this at least, and we'll see how it goes. So that's it for today. Subscribe and recommend my channel, my clips, and see you next time. Bye bye.